Welcome to Big Blend Radio's Soul Diving Sunday show featuring transformational life coach Shelley Wizen and your hosts Lisa and Nancy. Welcome everybody. We're going to find out if you are in hiding. Ooh, do you want to unveil or unmask the real you? That's what Shelley Wizen is talking about today on our Soul Diving Sunday with Shelley. And everyone, you know her. She's a transformational life coach. And I think transformation and wearing and changing masks, I think that's kind of, it all goes hand in hand. And don't forget, go to shelleywizen.com. But welcome back, Shelley. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you again. I just love being on this show with you. I love
You
this.
too. Well, it's Soul Diving Sunday. So
I know.
today, I mean, we're going to have snorkels, we can have masks, we can have, and how many of us actually liked wearing masks during COVID because we didn't have to put lipstick on?
That's right. Exactly. Or makeup, really.
Yeah, it was kind of
Some
cool.
people put on eyeshadow. Oh, you know what? I'm going to get my snorkel in a moment because that you reminded me of that because wearing a mask of any kind, and I'm going to play with another kind of mask, but when sometimes it's fun to feel invisible.
Yes.
But when we only feel invisible and we're never seen, then there's something missing and it starts to erode our joy and our happiness.
Mm,
And so, yes, it's wonderful to be able to wear a mask sometimes for the fun of it, to try on a different personality, to try on a different something. But when we do it so much, and I think that has a lot to do with this phone. This phone is a mask.
it is. People are always having their head down in it.
Well, not only that, but you never really see the real person. I mean, I just came off of a retreat and we've been doing a class for about 3 years online. So a lot of people that were in the class only have known each other in a flat dimensional world.
Yeah.
And when we saw each other for the first time and we actually got to hug and have a 3D experience, it was quite
Ooh.
different.
I agree. We just met a musician, Joey Stuckey. You've probably been on a show with him, and he's been on our show for years. And we finally got to meet him the other day. And
Oh,
he's like, "You and Nancy, get prepared for big hugs. I've been saving them." And it was just so good to meet him in person, and just have that conversation. And it was like nothing had changed from all the conversations we have, but it was just this energetic shift that made everything come alive. It's like, I don't know, it takes your friendship into a different level.
yeah.
There's no real hiding, is there?
No, no, there really isn't. And what's the reason to hide? I mean, then you never ever get to have your own true human experience because if we're hiding and
Mm-hmm.
we're living for an idea of ourselves that we think other people want us to live,
Ooh,
then we're not even living our own life.
yeah, yeah.
We get in that trap, we get um in that mire. We can't, sometimes it's hard to take off the mask
Mm-hmm.
because when you
Well,
feel insecure, it's like so many people now are so used to talking this way on
mm-hmm.
text and on this that when they actually talk to a person, they don't know how to talk.
Well, we've talked about people going on a date and texting each other,
Right.
which is odd. You know what I mean? And it's the thing, this mask thing. I think it's great that sometimes you, like, I always ask those questions in our happy hour show. If you could do a new career for a day just to learn something, what would you do? And that's amazing to me how many people don't want to try something new just for the day. To me, if I could be a doctor for a day or something completely new just to get an idea and have a different understanding, I love that idea. I think
Oh,
the more we
really?
can learn, the better. But it
Oh,
doesn't mean now I'm a doctor. Oh, hell no. You don't
right.
want that.
Right.
Nobody wants Lisa to play doctor unless it's, the fun play doctor,
Yeah,
right?
right.
But you
Understood.
hear the word
Yeah.
play. But the mask thing, sometimes it's like, it almost can make you become phony. Does that make sense? Because there's some people are constantly, this is how I act at work, this is how I am, and it becomes ungenuine, ingenuine, non-genuine.
Yeah.
And then you may see them in the grocery store and they're completely like not what they personify at work, and personality completely different. And that's a weird thing. You should
And
still be the same person.
100%. That's why I always, whenever I talk to my clients or people wonder about that, when we approach each other from one human being to another, take away all the roles, all the masks,
Mm-hmm.
all the everything, and just from one human being to another, you actually equalize the playing field
Mm,
as you strip away the other masks, you strip away the other personas,
mm,
you strip away the ideas of what we think we are and how we're supposed to be in whatever role we play. It's like that's just what you're talking about. The separation from who you are at work and who you are at home, there's no difference. You don't
yeah.
have to put on a, I mean, yes, maybe you become more professional in an arena, right? You don't
Mm-hmm.
say certain things or act a certain way, or maybe
Yeah.
you do. You can maybe you do. I mean, if it's all to me, if you root it in the highest and greatest good,
Yeah.
what difference does it make what you do?
Yeah.
If you root it in love, if you root it in genuine interest in the other human being, you see, that's where that comes. And
Yeah.
and you build each other up, right? And you take the masks off by being one human being to another and just saying, God, isn't it interesting to be human? Isn't it interesting to feel judgment? Isn't it interesting to blame other people? Isn't it
Yeah.
interesting to this and that and this and that? Then you're being real, you're being
Mhm.
genuine, being you. You're just being
Yeah.
human.
See, like, okay, let's go to date night, right? You're gonna go on a date with some guy you like, right? Or, whoever,
Yeah,
right? I remember friends suddenly saying they like a certain style of music or they love to watch football that they really don't, just to, get this guy interested. So now you're telling them something. To me, lying about music is the stupidest thing on the planet. Lying about watching sports and enjoying it, you're setting yourself up for hell. I mean, now you're going to have to watch some game every Saturday, every Monday, every Sunday, and you don't like it. Instead of just saying, you know what, that's not my cup of tea, or I don't know anything about it, I'm willing to check it out, or you go do that and I'm going to go do something else, and
right.
this is what I enjoy. If you're trying to, I don't know what this is about people trying to be the same,
Yeah.
but like a mask gives you this opportunity to be something completely unique.
And it also protects us.
Yes,
I mean,
protection, very
why
much
do we
so.
wear a mask in the first place? I mean,
Yeah.
at COVID, everybody put on a mask. I mean, it's
Hmm.
interesting because in Japan, years and years ago, when my son-in-law was playing baseball over there, we lived over there. They lived over there for quite a period of time, over 5 years. And there were many people in Japanese society that wore a mask
Mm.
as a just a normal thing. And we thought it was odd, and then we thought, oh, well, maybe we'll make masks for his baseball team. We can make, if everybody wears those masks, you can put the logo of the baseball team
Cool.
on the mask. We never got that far, but then COVID came along and everybody wore masks, and we never saw the smile on someone's face,
That was the weird thing.
you
You had to
know
go by their eyes,
right.
because sometimes you don't know people and you just smile as you walk by or
Yeah,
whatever. That
exactly.
kind of, like, if you did something with your eyes, they may take it the wrong way.
Right, it's like,
It's like,
yay,
hey, you want to play doctor?
I'm smiling. I'm smiling. Can you
Y-
tell?
Yeah, yeah, hello. Yeah. Well, you could
Exactly.
you could do more,
Right.
there was some freedom in that,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know.
That's right.
Can't see my wrinkles as
That's
much.
right. That's true too.
Can't see my double chin as much.
That's true too.
Can't see that I got a pimple from my mask.
There you go. And that's the allure of hiding behind
Mm,
a mask. Part of it is you can't see my imperfections. You
mm,
can't see my flaws. If I'm wearing a mask, it's like you go on a date and you put your best foot forward and blah,
Hmm.
blah, blah, blah. I mean, I believe to put your best foot forward in every minute and talk intimate with someone, just like we are.
Mm.
Me, the conversation is no different if I just meet someone for the first time. You can be
Yeah.
intimate like that if you allow yourself to just be and not hide behind an illusion or an image of the way you think you are. I mean, I married three images, actually.
Did they
I
ever?
married three images, and the image, the
Mm.
person did not live up to the image.
That's right. See, this is where they were doing the persona thing.
And I had an image that I placed upon them. They're going to be this and they're going to be that. And, my Israeli
Mm.
hero was going to serenade me and protect me the rest of my life. Because the minute I saw him, he had an Uzi on one shoulder and a guitar on the other. That is an image for a
It's hot,
19
and
old
he's in a uniform.
idealistic, and he's hot and he's got a unibrow and he's got a hair
Oh, yeah.
like this and he's exotic and,
Oh,
trooper and smart and all that stuff. I mean, I fell for the
yeah,
image, for the mask, for the idea of him. But the
yeah.
idea of him did not exist in the man. He
Mm.
didn't have that idea in him. And he was so influenced by his brothers, his older brothers. He was the youngest of the only one going to university. And he was so influenced by his brothers that he couldn't be his own man.
See, that's the
And that's the trap of trying to be somebody you're not. And
mm.
I tried to be somebody I wasn't and changed myself so he would like me, and then lost myself in the image that I thought he wanted, but wasn't really me.
See, but this is where the best breakup line ever comes into play. I'm sorry I can't be what you want me to be.
Mm, that's a
I
good
think that's perfect. It's like the best, the most ideal breakup line. But
right.
that's the thing, it's going to run dry. You cannot keep up it's a charade, and then
Yeah,
you're living a lie.
right. That's
You're
right.
living a lie, and then doesn't that eat you up and make you now not look upon yourself very highly? Because we're
Oh,
worse to ourselves than anybody else,
and
really.
if we start giving up pieces of ourselves for the sake of somebody else's idea of the way they would
Hmm.
like us to be, we're already in here. Goes back to this. Goes
Oh,
back
the
to
control, the
giving
remote.
remote
For those
control.
listening versus watching, the remote control just came out.
Yes. And the remote control is what we give away when we don't have that self-esteem, when
Hmm.
we don't have that ability to love ourselves and be who we are and embrace who we are in the way that we are, in the kindest of ways.
Mm.
Not we all have stuff, we all have
Hmm.
flaws, we all,
Sure.
we're human. We
Exactly.
are human. This is what I believe, and this is the way I live my life. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. And that feels like a knowing to me. It's not just a
Hmm.
belief, it's a knowing, it's a feeling, it's the soul coming in to experiencing what it's like to be human through me,
Hmm.
through you. Your soul design came through you. And where you
Hmm.
shine is you do all these, you're like this magic, you have a magic wand and you just connect things and you go, do this one, that one, this one, that one, that, and then you put it in a beautiful rainbow funnel and
Well,
you
this
give
is cool.
to
Can
the
I put this in
world.
our media kit?
Absolutely.
Well, thank you. No, thank
That
you.
is a high testimonial for you. I
Oh, thank you.
absolutely believe that
Mm.
because you have a magic way of pulling all these energies into a cohesive form, which
Hmm.
is your podcast, which is your magazine, which is TV, which is whatever form of media that you present, social media, whatever
Well,
it is.
isn't that all of us have those special qualities, and we should be aware of them and use them as we record this right now. And I learned this lesson many years ago, because when you see something, you want to go help immediately, and
Mhm.
maybe you've you want to go do what everybody else is doing to help because that's what society tells. Oh, we're all going to do this, right? march the streets for change or whatever it is, right? And we were doing some podcasts against what was going on with Monsanto in Hawaii, and it's a long, long story. But there's a musician we've worked with over the years, and I was talking to him. I said, "Well, we got to do something." Like I started getting really worked up, and he goes, "Lisa, your voice is what you do. Do you not understand that you have an outlet and you're allowing truth to come out instead of it being doctored? You're actually allowing people who don't have a voice to have a voice." I'm like, oh, so we were sitting there even right now. Hurricane Helene just came through the southeast, and Nancy and I are in Florida, and very safe and lucky to be. Yet we're watching communities of people and animals and parks and everything that we know and love in this just beautiful region of North Carolina, Tennessee, Georgia, Florida be really devastated. And your first instinct is, I want to get in the car and physically go and help. And can I? Absolutely not. There's no way to even get there, you know. And then we're like, what can we do? What can we do? What we can do? And then I was like, well, part of our recovery is to let people know how to send donations, how, who, what, and where are the nonprofits that are going to do good, who needs what, who is open, go, who to support, help these small businesses. And we had it, Nancy and I were just having a meeting on this before you and I started recording, going, that's right. Use what we have. That's what we can do. And isn't that the life thing? I mean, like, you are an amazing speaker, an author, but you're the connector of being people, like the connector of body, mind, and spirit, of actual connecting people's passions to do something. Like we talked about transformation. A mask can be part of that transformation. That's what you do. So when people go through things, maybe they're upset or didn't get that job, yet meantime, around the corner is actually what they really should have been going for, and not lying to themselves about this other job, right? So
Right.
that's what we
But
all have things, and it's about that awareness. Now, doesn't that come part of, as a coach, is asking those questions to just to dissolve the mask and get to what people really want and what they are, who they are.
yeah, yeah,
That was a long-winded way of doing it.
that was good though. That was good. What happens is when we have a mask on for too long and we hide our true identity and we have a persona that's in front of our who we really are, we almost forget who we really are. We
Mm-hmm.
become this other personality, even this other
Mm-hmm.
human with all these things. I mean, it depends on what we wear as the mask. I mean, we can change it. Now, I have a kit with all kinds of symbols, and
Oh,
I'm a
I
big
like that.
fan of symbols.
That's cute.
And and one of this can be a mask. It depends on what lens
Oh,
we
sunglasses are
put
definitely a mask.
on, you know,
Mm-hmm.
what lens we wear. If this is a lens of anger, then we're
Mm-hmm.
going to see and we're going to filter our experience through the lens of anger. And what happens in that is it doesn't allow us to have a new experience. It
Mm-hmm.
keeps us locked in to only seeing life through these lenses, through the lens of anger or pride. Sometimes ego, pride, and anger,
Mm-hmm.
people think are their strengths, but they're not.
Mm-hmm.
The heart and its love and its joy that are the strength. And it's up to us to retrain and entrain the mind to think that way. So we take these angry glasses off and we put on something that's more fun or more feeling natural.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I like to wear all different kinds of glasses when I go for a walk or I do a video thing. I like to wear different glasses
Mm-hmm.
every day
Just to
and a
change it up.
different hat just to change it up.
That's why I never did well in school uniforms.
Mm,
I
yeah,
destroyed those things, man. I threw
yeah.
hats under buses. I did all kinds of bad, which wasn't a good thing, but it was, I want to be an individual. Thank you very much.
Well, there you go. You want to take
Mm-hmm.
that mask of the uniform, although that does do one thing. It does help equalize the playing field
Yes.
so that you're not comparing, You're not going, oh, she's got a cute outfit. I don't have a cute outfit, you know.
Yeah, I think for a youth it is an important thing,
So there are
But
some advantages. The same thing with wearing a mask of some
mhm,
kind, protecting yourself. Sometimes we wear a mask to protect our heart, but
mm.
that's just a waste of time. It's a waste of
Well,
time
mhm.
because then we don't get to really experience ourselves in the way that we really want to, you know? We're
When
always
people go
headed.
through things, there's good masks that, you talked about this, and everyone, Shelley's article is linked in the episode notes. You talked about we wear masks sometimes as a mask of bravery when we're going through something tough. Like you may
That's
have had some really bad news, but you have to be in a business meeting
right.
and you're going to have to just suck it up at that point, right? So you're
Yeah.
putting on a mask, but you're really putting on a different version of you, how you would normally present yourself, but it feels like you're stepping into a mask. That's
Well,
a way of giving yourself a breathing space in a way because you're just putting on a brave face, but it's really you're just trying to be as normal can
what
be.
you're doing is you're
What is
giving
normal?
yourself, yeah, exactly. You're giving yourself the opportunity to be all that you can be. So
Mm-hmm.
when you put on, if you put on a mask of a superhero, right? And you put on a cape and you feel
Oh,
like I'm a superhero, like as a
yeah,
child,
yeah.
I wanted to be Mighty Mouse because Mighty Mouse was small and mighty. And that's what I was. I was small and mighty. And I thought, here I come to save the day. And I was
Yeah.
Mighty Mouse that was going to come and save the day. That's what I always thought. So when we put on a mask like that, it's a mask of bravery, it's a mask of courage, it's a mask of being open and willing and interested in
Mm-hmm.
how do we experience the best human experience we can have. How can we navigate it in the best
Mm-hmm.
possible way so that we have the most joy and we have the most love and we can share that with each other and be genuinely interested in
Yeah,
each other's well-being.
I
And
like
I
that.
learned that lesson hugely when I was training for the Twilight Brigade. And now, by the way, and let me put a tiny little thing. We have a new transition training team put together to give people a one-day experience on how to be with others who are dying for
Oh, that's
caregivers.
awesome.
So there's all kinds of ways that we can wear a mask. We wear the mask of being a caregiver. It's like trying
Yeah.
on their clothes. I mean, we play many different roles like an actor does,
Mm-hmm.
many roles in life. We're mothers, we're fathers, we're aunts, we're uncles, we're friends, we're janitors, we're presidents, we're secretaries, we're assistants, we're servers, we're farmers, we're pickers, we're packers, we
No,
play so many different roles and put on so many different masks to play the role. But that's not a bad thing. It's all part
I
of the
don't.
experience.
Yeah, and it's also like we said earlier, it's also to try new things. But I
Right.
also think like if you have to put on a mask at times, it's something you said, I'm wearing this for this specific time. It's almost part of an affirmation. I feel like in a way, affirmations and mantras can kind of go with a mask. It's like a stepping stone towards something greater
Hmm.
in a way.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense, but it kind of does to me. It's like I'm going to do this. I'm going to be the, Mighty Mouse and this is what I'm going to say. That's my song. See, how many of us have songs? Personal anthem songs, right?
I'm
So,
kind of a living musical. When something happens for some reason, I break out in song.
oh, see, there it is. Exactly. So
when
that's
when
part
I
of
was
it.
going through menopause and I
Uh-huh.
would I would get hot and sweaty and everything, I would break out in song and I'd go, I'm having a heat
Yeah,
wave,
yeah, yeah.
and have my own heat wave going on. So,
I did that to some guest on a podcast earlier this year. I had a really raging fever and
oh,
and I said, well, if it's let's just do this audio. You don't need to see me
right,
like really not well, but we can still do the podcast. And he'll be
right,
talking, and all of a sudden, it's coming. the fever's coming through. Oh, it feels good. It
right,
was weird.
right.
He was cracking up, but it was interesting,
Well,
just to kind
that's
of have
just
that fun.
exactly. And it's talking about what you're actually experiencing.
Hmm.
Sometimes we think we have to hide those things
Yeah.
for the sake of whatever role we're playing, right? Or
Hmm.
what we're doing, and that it's not appropriate to talk about those kind of things. And yet it's happening. It's an experience that's
Hmm.
happening. So when we
Yeah.
can share that with each other, we take the mask off of inappropriateness and put the mask on of being human and that this is
Mm.
what's happening, you know? And so when we can catch something or we give ourselves an opportunity, well, every moment is an opportunity to be your authentic self.
Yeah.
We want to keep coming back to the authentic self so that we feel full and we feel that we're living our lives fully, that we're living
Yummy.
our lives in a yummy, delicious way, that
See?
we're living according to what we think somebody else thinks of the way we should live our life
Mm-hmm.
and do what
Yeah.
we're doing.
Mm-hmm. I
Then
agree with that
start
because
being
I'm
kind
just
and
going back to that remote control of every time you're not being authentic, you're giving somebody else control over your life, whether it's a boss, a relationship, a family member, it could be anybody. You're letting them rule you. Like I let dogs rule me all the time. Like, no, I want food. Okay, that's fine.
right.
It's temporary,
Yeah,
you know,
right.
but
That's right. That's
with
right.
what we do. But I think your authentic self part is really important. And for people to take the time to develop that and know, when you know yourself, you have the power to say no to something.
Right. Yeah. And when
Yeah.
when we don't hold ourselves in high esteem or even equal esteem as anybody else,
Hmm.
sometimes we hold ourselves in lower esteem than somebody else, and we make somebody else's anything more important than our own.
Mm.
And then even their ideas of who we are become more important. We want to please them. We want to give them what pleases them so they like us.
The people pleaser mentality.
Yes, I've
Mm.
been known to do that.
Yeah, yeah, me
Happy
too.
part of life.
Well, I
So
want people to be happy.
yeah,
Genuinely. That's just, but you've got to remember, like, okay, there's a line. You do not need to bend over backwards.
well, you're also one of those people that we want to make happy.
Yes.
You know, we can include ourselves in that scenario.
Oh,
Sometimes we
good
get
point.
ourselves out of that. We put ourselves in the back of the line. Everybody else goes first, you know.
Yeah,
But
that's a
and the thing is, we don't have to figure it out all by ourselves. And that's what the beauty of community and the
hmm
beauty of having a shared community of a shared agreements. And those shared agreements um are let's hold the space for each other. To me, it's the Friends for Life oath. Let's
hmm
hold the space for each other to be human and without judgment, with kindness, with
hmm
love, with regard, with reverence, with respect, with,
mm.
let's not play in the land of dismissal and diminishing. On this retreat that we did with my friend Diana, we actually put our masks in the fire and said and admitted and declared our highest and best selves.
Ooh, this is cool.
Beautiful fire ceremony, and we wrote the end of our diminishing story and we burned it in the fire and transmuted the energy so that everybody's idea of their own diminishing story is coming to an end. It's going to transmute. The alchemy of the
Mm,
fire will take the energy of the words and transmute it. And
mm.
boy, it really did wonders. It was fantastic experience.
Yeah, it's like snakes shedding their skin, right?
Totally. That's why
Yeah.
the shamans always start in the south. Well, not always, but they start in the south in the southern direction, and that's symbolized by the snake, so that you can come releasing your archetypes, releasing your stereotypes, releasing your history, releasing your
Mm,
past, so that you come to the fire, come to yourself as who you are today, and
mm.
drag all that
That's
other
cool.
crap with us.
Yeah, we don't want to have luggage. You know,
Yeah.
Simplicity is best. We don't want baggage. We don't want luggage. We don't want to have to
Right.
open a closet and go, "Oh, I forgot about that."
Yeah.
Yeah, because the suppression is also that's
Yeah.
part of what I think it happens with mass is that we're suppressing something. We're
Yeah.
keep on with that persona, and it's and you're suppressing something, and down the road you're going to open up a closet, and by accident this is going to pop out, and you're going to go, "Oh boy," and it
Well,
may
yeah.
not be that pretty at that time.
Right. And suppression, when we suppress something, it turns into depression
And
because
anger.
we stuff it down. Anger is
Hmm.
one of the phases, I think, in order to get there, to bring us there. Because when we're angry enough, we do a certain kind of action. Anger is actually above depression. Anger
Hmm.
is a better sign than depression.
Hmm.
Depression is a caving in. It's suppressing, you're stuffing down. And depression, it's almost like compression. You're
It's helplessness.
acting. Yeah. Yeah.
Helplessness. It's not good. It's not good to be there. Um, in
And it's part
fun,
of being human. And
yeah, yeah,
if
feeling
we
you can't,
are
and you
there,
can't ignore your feelings too.
if we are there, then see it and feel it and recognize it and then
Mm,
allow it to move. Because if
yeah,
we may feel it, every human may feel it one time or 3 times or 20
yeah.
times or 1 million times. I don't know. It may touch us like this. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's sticking and that we're, laying in our beds and with the cover over our heads, which a lot of times that's where it leads us, which
Hmm.
is also part of the deal,
Yeah. It
without
means
judgment.
that you're feeling, you know, and feeling is good. If you're not feeling,
Well,
ooh,
sometimes we get on numb. We turn the
mm,
dial on numb and then we don't feel, and then we
mm.
have we have no apathy, you know.
And
We
hopefully you can turn the dial real quick
Yeah, yeah.
on that one.
And that's
That's
what
a
we're all doing.
protection, though. It's kind of like when you talk about it, it's different masks. Okay, I'm going to put this on because I'm protecting myself. That could
Mhm,
be part of the fight or flight, or
mhm.
freeze. You're in freeze mode.
Right.
And
Ab-
that's a dangerous place. The hesitation, freeze mode is like snakes do that as hey, I'm playing dead. And then you go,
Right,
oh, the snake's dead. No, it's not. Hiss,
right,
bite,
right,
you
right,
know. But
right.
in the fun spirit of Halloween this month of
Yeah.
October, what are you going to dress up as?
Gee, I haven't thought about it.
Me neither, but I just figure we should like what I mean, if you were gonna dress up as like, you know, a superhero or everybody can dress up
Mighty
as
Mouse.
anything. Mighty Mouse, you're gonna do Mighty Mouse? She wants to be Mighty Mouse.
I want to be Mighty Mouse. And I'll come
Okay.
out with my cape, my red cape and my yellow thing that says an M on it, Mighty Mouse. And I'll sing, "Here she comes to save the day,
Yes, there she is.
Mighty
She's gonna be
Mouse
singing that for the
the
rest of the
way,"
day,
with
all
that
month.
tone.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's cool. I like it. I like it. And what food wise, since you cook, yeah, you got a book just all about that too, everybody.
Oh, yeah.
And fall is a good season to get cooking and do a nice slow soup. Just do that
Oh,
consciousness with cooking, right?
totally. Yes. In my book, I think it's chapter 1, there's the butternut ginger carrot soup
Ooh,
that is absolutely delicious. So many
ooh,
wonderful ingredients, and when you taste it, you can taste each nuance of the flavors of the ingredients.
ooh.
I
I'm so
think there's
glad you said ginger.
21 ingredients in there.
Ooh, and
Oh,
it's healthy. I made butternut squash for the first time the other day.
ooh,
Well, you've done work with Melissa's Produce, right? So it was,
yes, yeah,
they send a box of all these squash, and I'm going to play spaghetti squash tonight. So good luck, everybody. But it's
uh,
fun.
it is.
Um, Last time I did it and put it in the microwave, it exploded, literally. But that I thought was hysterical. Do you get
Wow,
mad at it or do you laugh at it? You laugh at it. It's
I have to
funny.
laugh
Come
at
on.
it. Funny
It
as
looked like Chucky got in the microwave, and went yellow instead of orange. But it was cool. But I roasted the butternut squash and I I put all these spices, but the top spice I did was ginger. And I
ginger.
think that's
Yeah,
what did it was the
yeah,
ginger. So
yeah,
many people do cloves on everything. I
yeah.
think it's
Ginger.
ginger has this and turmeric.
Yeah,
Put turmeric, ginger.
yeah,
Oh, I want to. All right, now I'm hungry. Thank you so
yeah,
much.
yeah, yeah. Good.
Well, always fun with you, Shelly. Everyone, the link is in the episode notes for Shelly's article. And also, we're going to have to put the book in there. Yeah.
Yes, put the book in there.
Yes, yes. Everyone, great
Hey,
recipes for the fall and a great gift idea because
what
it's
do you
not just
bring to the
recipes.
table? That's right.
Yes. What do you bring to the table?
It's using
I
food as an analogy for life.
Exactly. It's a great book. So it's a good season to think about getting for holiday gifts
Yeah,
and all
yeah,
that good stuff. So
definitely.
So You're going to bring soup to the table. I'm going to go and get your chocolate cake.
Oh yeah, that's another good one.
Yeah, I could use that right now.
Well, enjoy. You're 3 hours ahead anyway, so it's time for you
Yeah.
to eat.
Well, chocolate cake can be for breakfast
Well,
too, as
that's
far as I'm
true.
concerned. I
That's
don't
true.
care about the time on that. Well,
Yeah.
thanks so much, Shelley. You take
All
care and
right.
happy fall.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you for listening to Big Blend Radio's Soul Diving Sunday show featuring transformational life coach Shelley Wizen. Follow Shelley at shelleywizen.com. Follow us at bigblendradio.com.